Okay, so Aespa just had their first concert a few days ago in Seoul, and it was really interesting. I love their commitment to their concept. I love how it was part of everything, from the name of the songs to the name of the concert to the entire aesthetic of the arena. I think their commitment to their concept is really good. It's more than most people do. And in turn, the concert was also pretty interesting. I got to watch performances for a few of my songs that I'd never seen them perform, like Lingo is one of my favorite songs from their second mini album, and to see them perform that was lots of fun. But the thing that stood out to me the most was their solo stages. Now, Aespa have been a group for about something over 2 years, maybe a little more, and we haven't seen too much of them individually. I think we've seen Karina a few times doing solo stages. It could be for the 4gen dance break that she did at Mama, or her pre-debut content with her commercial with Kai, or her performance with Damon. But yeah, I think we haven't seen much of them individually. So to see them get the opportunity to showcase their talents and just be able to see who can actually command a stage on their own was really interesting. So I'm going to be discussing each of the stages and then going to be giving a definitive ranking of which one I liked the most. Starting with Karina. Okay, let's discuss the song first. The song feels like an afterthought more than an actual full-fledged song. I think it lacks dimension and structure. It doesn't have a very prominent chorus or a pre-chorus or a verse to it. It seems more like an intro song. It kind of reminds me of what LE SSERAFIM does with their intro songs. It feels a little bit more like that because of the sound bites that take over and the one-dimensional lyrics to it. She is also unfortunately lip-syncing in the performance, which makes it less enjoyable, I should say. I would like to see people live sing at least at their own concerts. I know they did live sing at the Circle Awards, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty good, and we know that they're so talented, but I hate the fact that they don't sing enough, especially for solo stages. I would have liked that. So the fact that she doesn't makes it difficult to talk about her vocals and her rapping skills. But the vocals overall are okay. Like I said, there isn't that much she sings, so there isn't that much that stands out. I wish she would have gotten some more rap parts because she is the lead rapper, but she doesn't get any of those, which is a little sad. For the main dancer, I felt like this choreography was not good. The initial parts where she's doing the intro section of the song, where she does those 2 finger movements all over her body, that's still interesting. But the first part that follows it is a little badly done. It feels like something she came up with 5 minutes ago. It kind of reminded me of all of those freestyle dances that trainees have to do for survival shows. So it wasn't that good, but the later part of the choreography does get better, especially when she gets backup dancers and they do more formation-based choreography that looks really good. I think that makes her performance a little better than most. in terms of choreography, but still not the best. I do like her stage presence a lot. There is something very captivating about her, and in a way that you can't look away from her. Like, even though I didn't like the song, I wanted to rewatch the performance because of how captivating she is and how engaging she is to watch as a performer. So her stage presence is really good, probably the best in the group. I also like how they incorporated their concept, and her AI form came and made like a cameo during that performance. That whole section with the screen and her breaking it and her AI coming, all of that was really nicely done. So the set design for her stage was probably one of the better ones amongst the four. Next we have Winter. Now, I will be the first to admit that I like ballads. I know a lot of K-pop fans don't necessarily listen to K-pop music for ballads, but I do enjoy listening to ballads. I think when done well, they can be really good. But even I didn't like this song. I felt like it was too slow for a ballad. It was too uninteresting for a solo stage, and it wasn't very engaging. I don't know if it's because the stage and the set design that they put for it, they just had that mist coming in and nothing else, that made it a little more dull, or if it was the song that was too slow for me to enjoy. But I can very confidently say that this was my least favorite stage. Obviously, she doesn't do a lot during the stage. She's just standing in one place and singing. So there isn't much for me to say in terms of choreography and stage presence. But I do think, listen, she's a good vocalist. There is no denying it. She's probably a better vocalist than most of the people in the industry. But there's a big difference between being a good vocalist and being a powerful vocalist. I think a powerful vocalist could just stand on stage and captivate you with their vocals and their singing, irrespective of what song they're singing. I don't think she can do that. I honestly don't think she has that powerful or engaging of a voice or a presence to her that would get someone to just be able to enjoy her standing and performing on stage. I wish they had done something more interesting, even in terms of her set design or outfit, that would have helped make it more engaging, but hers was the most boring stage of the four so far. Next we have Ning Ning. Now, I think it's the easiest thing to say that her song was the best amongst the four, without a question. Like, she's in her pop star era right now. This song had really heavy hyperpop beats to it, but in a way that it felt very much like an Aespa song. Aespa's music is very distinct. You can easily recognize it from a group of fourth generation songs. Their music is very distinct, and this felt like it fell into the category of Aespa music. I don't think any of the other songs of the solo stages do that. I really liked the way she performed the song. So if you're talking about her vocals, she was singing live, which is always such a plus point. But the way that her vocals just blended in with the song was really cool. I wish they would have given her more challenging parts vocally, because we do know how talented and how diverse her vocal range is. So to see her belt out high notes or something more challenging, more dynamic. If they would have been with her, vocals would have made the song perfect. But overall, I think the song was really good and her vocal presence was very good as well. Her dancing has definitely improved a lot, but I would still say that I don't think she has the ability to carry a solo stage with her dancing. So I think it was a good decision for them to have backup dancers for her. The choreography is great, it goes really well with the song, so it works out well. Her stage presence is also again getting better and better and better, so that's good. Again, I don't think she would have been able to do it on her own, so having backup dancers was really beneficial. But overall, this was probably my favorite stage. I loved her outfit. I wish they would have done something different with her hair and done a little more with her makeup or something, because that was a little simplistic, but her outfit was pretty cool and her overall presence was really nice, so good for her. Oh, the set design was also really good. The way these words kept coming up on the screen and how they made the floor a screen as well, the way it was complementing everything. Very good. Her stage was very well done. And finally we have Giselle. Now, her song is good. It is something that fits her pretty well, I thought. The way the song had so much more rapping and so much more of her vibe to it was really good. I think her song is very good. It is not personally for me, but I can still appreciate how well the song is written and how well the raps are written. I think she does good with writing her raps. If she has written the raps for this, we're not sure, but I think she has previously written a lot of her raps, so her ability to write her raps are really good, and you can see that very well in this song. In terms of dancing, she is not a good dancer, so I appreciate that they didn't give her too much of a tedious choreography, if I should say, so she wouldn't be able to keep up with it, and what they gave her was good. I just wish she would have done more with her, more to increase her stage presence. I think she kept pushing her hair back with her right hand every 2 minutes, or placing her left hand on her hip and sticking it out, and those two movements were all that she was doing in terms of being performative with the song, and it got really overdone very quickly. So I think she still needs to work really hard on her stage presence, but her rapping is pretty captivating, so that does give her an additive on her stage presence. But overall, it was a good performance. I wasn't really fond of the styling for her. I feel like they don't know how to style her body type. She is differently built than the other three members. The other three members are more on the skinny side, and even though she is thin, she's not skinny, so they don't know how to style her body type, which is pretty sad, because I think if styled better, she could look a lot better. I think there was a few pictures of her that were circulating recently that made a lot of buzz, and in those outfits you could see that how well she was styled. So I wish they would stick to that kind of styling for her, rather than putting her in the same kind of clothes they would put the rest of the members in, because that is just pretty unflattering for her. But yeah, this is the final stage. These are the 4 stages. Now for the ranking, I think the first rank would definitely go to Ning Ning. I think her performance was the best. Second would be Giselle's. I know, I'm surprised as well, but I do think that she did a better job with her performance than the other two. The third would be Karina. I think if they would have done more with her song and she would have finished her choreography a little more and worked and practiced it a little more, I think it would have been better. And the last is winter. I think they need to do more. They need to do more for a song for her. They need to do more in terms of set design, in terms of outfit. She needs to do more in terms of her vocals and stage presence. But yeah, I don't think her solo stage was something that I'll be thinking about for a while. But yeah, this is all there is. I think why this is the ranking is pretty clear. It looks like Ning Ning and Giselle had more time to work on their solo songs, had more time to work on their performance, because Karina and Winter were busy with Got the Beat. So you can clearly tell that those two stages seemed rushed and the other two stages seemed more full-fledged, which is not okay. You either be able to give your 100% in two groups or don't be in two groups. It shouldn't be used as an excuse for why the stages weren't that good. But yeah, that's all from me.